and welcome to Wonder Dad Gaming. Of course, I'm Lemon76 of Wonder Dad Gaming. Thank you for joining me today. At this point in time, I should just be an on spokesman for all the on gaming products I've done. I've done the wireless mouse, the wired mouse, the wireless headset, the sound bar, what else is it? The keyboard. Yeah, I'm doing all kinds. So we got a new one in front of us today. This is their new 27-inch 1440p 165 hertz curved 1500R curved gaming monitor. Like I said, I just picked this up a little while ago. I found it on their website. It's going for about $229 last I checked. Now, around where I live, these are not available in the store, but some places they are available in the store, and I imagine coming closer to the holidays, we'll be seeing more of these popping up in stores. So, let's go ahead and go over its features and things like that. So, what you're getting here, let me go ahead and tilt this to this. Actually, that's kind of one of the features right there. Okay, so quick features real fast. So, this does have height adjustment. So it goes up, it goes down. It has tilt adjustment, like so. Very nice. And one thing that this $229 monitor has over my over $300 monitor over here is it can actually swivel. Quite a bit, actually. And the action is really nice and smooth. Has a very nice base, things like that. Let's go ahead and flip it around for you guys so you guys can see what the back looks like. Little sticker there just showing you the tilt and the swivel and things like that. You can take it off, I just haven't got around to it yet. Okay, so on the back you do have these red accents. It does look actually pretty nice. It's not overly done. It's not like, you know, RGB like my Scepter monitor I used to have. The accents are really nice, so if you do have this setting out where you can see the back of it, it's going to look nice, but it's not going to like scream gamer. So I do like the added detail they have. Now over here on this side is the joystick. So this one is pretty nice in their aspect of a lot of monitors, usually in the cheaper category, the budget category. They have like the multiple buttons here on the bottom. Like they have like 4 different buttons, and it's a pain to work through their operating system and things like that. But I find any one of these monitors that have a little joystick here on the back, it's just so much easier, it's more intuitive and things like that. This is also your on button. Like I said, this is the only button on the whole monitor, which is actually kind of nice. On here, there is a little light here on the bottom. It shines blue when it's on. But yeah, you click this in, hold it, monitor comes on, and then you can go through and click and then go through all the different settings and things like that. Now, this thing does have 3 inputs. It has a 1 display port 1.4 and 2 display port 2.0s. So it can handle, I believe, I always remember, I can't forget, I don't remember the specs. I'll have the specs over here if I remember them. But that will allow you to play 14 with an Xbox Series X or an Xbox Series S. It will let you play 120 hertz at 1440p. And also you can get, you know, like mad frame rate if you got it playing on a computer. I normally set this to 144 because that matches my other monitor over here. So I just usually match them, even though this thing can output it. Now, as you can see here, I'll go ahead and get the height adjustment. It does have a pretty nice little curve to it. It's not like overly, it's not like a 1000R curve, but it's a 1500R curve. It has what they call the bezel-less design, where there's a very small bezel around. It's not very thick. The only real branding on the front when you're looking at it is the on logo right here. I know you can't see it because I got to tilt it down. Now the base is made out of metal. It's very sturdy. It really, this monitor feels very premium for the price. I mean, normally monitors in this price category, a lot of plastic, feel flimsy, things like that. This doesn't. This feels very premium. The stand right by itself is very nice. The stand is about the same size as my M27Q. It will fit on my the top mat, or RGB stand that I did a review on a while back. This will fit on it, no problem. And like I said, with the swivel capability of it, it really can, you can put this in a spot where, you know, you can really make it work the way you want it to. It is VESA compatible. It does take a 100 by 100 VESA mount. It does not have HDR or local dimming zones, but honestly, if you're looking for a monitor that can do HDR content like HDR10, which the Xboxes can register on, with true local dimming and things like that, you're going to be spending a lot of money. There's not very many monitors in the budget category that can do HDR10. Like my M27Q over here, it can only do HDR 400, which is not that good at HDR. But so like I said, you're not going to get HDR, but to be honest, HDR is not a huge thing for me. The only time I like HDR is if I'm playing like a single player role playing game, something I want to get immersed in, but I'm going to be playing it on my TV. I'm not going to be playing it on a monitor in the competitive setting. This monitor is aimed for somebody more that's wants a nice looking picture, but they don't want to spend a crap ton of money. And they're probably, the reason they're wanting the high refresh rate is because they're going to play it competitively. You're not going to buy this for stunning picture quality because you're just going to play it on a 4K TV. It just makes way more sense because it's cheaper and it's, you know, that's the way you want to do it. But if you're playing with a monitor that has a high refresh rate, you pretty much want to have, like, HDR is not really a big thing. But that's just my little rant. I'm over it. Anyways. Again, it doesn't have HDR, but it does, like I said, it has 165 hertz, has 1 millisecond gray to gray. Does have overdrive, does have adaptive sync, and yes, adaptive sync does work with Xbox. I've already tried it. It works just fine. Basically what I did when I first got this monitor, got it unpacked, put it together, and I hooked up the Xbox. Immediately saw variable refresh rate, 1440p, 120 hertz. Didn't have to download anything, didn't have to update anything like the M27Q. It just worked out of the box. You can't beat that. That's pretty great. So, now the nice thing also about the base, I will have pictures right now. I'll show you. When you open it up, you will see that the base and the stand come in two separate pieces. This is a completely toolless setup. There's two screws on the bottom that are captive that you can turn by hand into the base, and then the base, the stand itself, clicks into the back of the monitor. Now, if you, for whatever reason, you need to take the monitor off of the stand, like maybe you finally want to get a VESA mount or something like that, there's a little black switch, and all you do is you pull up on that switch. It then releases the monitor from the stand, and you're good to go. So, well, that's enough rambling for me. We'll go ahead and I will hook this guy back up, and I will show you guys how to use the operating system of this. Basically how to use the toggle. Basically its different features it has, like its overdrive settings, its adaptive sync settings, its color settings, and things like that. Now personally, I don't use the overdrive. I just use what's set out of the box. I find it works very well for this one. I don't get much adverse ghosting or anything like that with this monitor. So yeah, out of the box, this thing's actually pretty great. The only thing I had to do with this monitor to match my M27Q was I had to turn the brightness up. I felt out of the box this thing was a little dark, so I did have to bump the brightness up. And once I did, yeah, it's great. Now, because it's a VA panel, not an IPS panel, it does have very deep blacks compared to the other one, but it has much better color accuracy than something like a TN panel. So, okay, well, I'm gonna hook this back up. We'll go over the operating system and things like that, and then we'll talk about conclusion, and then we'll wrap this video up. I did forget to mention, getting these rants, I forget to talk about stuff. What comes in the box is comes with a 6-foot display port, a 6-foot HDMI cord, all your manuals and things like that. But it also does to power this, it does have an external power brick. It's not very big. It's about this big. It's tucked way back in here. I'm not going to dig it out right now. But it's a small power brick, plugs right in the bottom. Very simple, very easy. So that's just one thing I just forgot to mention real quick. And so, okay, let's get back to the rest of the video. that we're already done with the close-ups and all that stuff, I'm going to show you how to use the UI on the system. Now, I did show you, I don't mind the camera a little bit here. Okay, now I did show you that there is a joystick on the back. You click it in once, and it brings up your different picture modes off first. So here, let me go ahead and get this camera just a little bit closer so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Don't mind the mess. Been working a lot lately. Let me get this in here closer. There we go. Alright, now you guys will be able to easily see what I'm talking about. Okay, so click it in, and boom. First comes up your picture modes. You just use this thing, and you got your different features. I got it on user, sports, racing, action, movie, graphics, eco, standard, and of course user. And that's what I use. Then you got your different color temperature, with cool, warm, and your different gamma settings, audio. Now, even though this does not have built-in speakers, this does have a headphone jack on it, and this is the volume control for that. Go down, oops, to gaming. Okay, now, because you have adaptive sync on right here, overdrive is shut off. So if you go over, turn that off. Oops, I accidentally shut it off. My bad. There, okay, now that that's off, you can go through and do your different overdrives. Normal, extreme, off. I always have it on normal, but I always keep adaptive sync on. Let that go through. It just resets every time you turn on adaptive sync. I hope I didn't just shut it off right there. No, I didn't. Okay. But then you got TRM1, refresh rate number, basically up in the corner. It'll keep the refresh rate what it's getting. And then, of course, the aim switches, which is familiar on most gigabyte monitors. But, of course, this isn't on. And you got your ODSC, which you can, how long you want to stay on, transparency, and your system, and your language. Input, auto sourcing, wide mode, things like that. Very simple UI, but the fact that it's using a joystick just makes it really, really easy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the NVIDIA control panel because I am using a RTX 3060. So, and this does work with AMD too. Right here, the 12583. As you can see, I already have G-Sync enabled. It says it's not, but there is a way to actually set it up so it does. And I looked through the things, apparently I have it set right. There's little tricks and stuff, but now if you do have, now I already had this on AMD, that was my old graphics card that I had, which I had a Ryzen RX, not Ryzen, sorry. I had an RX 580 ROG Strix, and adaptive sync or FreeSync worked perfectly with this monitor. Also, adaptive sync does work with an Xbox. I already tried it, and the 1440p and all that stuff. So there is a way to get this set up as running G-Sync. Even though both of these say that they're not compatible, it does work. So I know G-Sync is weird like that, where it has to be proprietary and things like that. But it does work with this monitor. So, well, we're going to go ahead and go back out to conclusion and let you know, is this monitor worth buying, or should you spend the extra money and get something like the Gigabyte or something like that? So, okay, let's back on out. Okay, now that we went over the overview and basically its features and how it looks, how the OSD, basically the interface system for changing stuff up. Went through all that, and basically what this comes down to is this monitor, which is only $229. Sometimes they go on sale. Like I said, it's a newer monitor. Now, as of filming this video today, These haven't seen these in stores. Some places they are in stores, but I imagine with the holidays coming up and things like that, you're probably going to see these monitors popping up in the stores. Basically, because that's usually about the time of season people want to buy these. So, is this monitor worth your time and your money? I'm going to come out and say yes. This thing it's a really good monitor. The brightness could be a little higher, I won't lie. I find it's a little dark, but it's also because it's a VA panel. I'm working normally with an IPS panel. IPS are usually brighter. But the fact that you get, out of the box, you get 1440p, 165 hertz. That's what this one's rated for. I normally run at 144. 1 millisecond gray to gray. You get height, tilt, swivel adjustment on a monitor that, I mean, heck, my monitor right here, this thing costs $100 more than this guy over here, and I don't even get swivel. So, and it has a 1500 R curve. I mean, I'm going to straight up tell you, this is a really good monitor. Because I plugged it, well, first time I got it, brought it in, unpacked it, built it, all that stuff. Hooked it up to my Xbox. Wanted to see, because the problem with the M27Q, I mean, one of my biggest videos for the channel is how to update this monitor behind me. And so people could actually play 1440p at 120 hertz. Well, now, with this monitor right here, as soon as I plugged it in, bam, it automatically allowed it. I automatically got 1440p, 120 hertz, didn't have to do anything. Of course, yes, it doesn't have HDR, but let's be honest. If you want a monitor that's capable of doing good HDR10 content, you will be spending a lot of money. It's just how it goes. But if you're somebody who's got a brand new system, a Series S, a Series X, and you want a nice high refresh rate monitor, or hey, maybe you finally got a graphics card after the apocalypse that we've been going through, but you don't have enough money left over to buy an expensive monitor. Look at this guy. This thing is great. Yes, it does have occasional little flicker when I only had it on PC. We were in low light situations on PC. There's flicker. It's a VA thing. VAs, IPSs, and TN panels all have their little quirks. But there is a way to actually get rid of the flicker. There's quite a few videos out there. Just look them up. They'll show you how to do it. But day-to-day usage, gaming on this, using it as my secondary monitor when I'm doing my live streams and things like that, or even when I'm doing video production, this monitor is great. The color accuracy is very nice. The blacks are nice and deep. Like I said, the only shortcoming I really have is I wish it was a little brighter. But like I said, if you got yourself a new system, and maybe even one day if PlayStation ever allows 1440p at 120 hertz, this is a good option. Now, yes, it doesn't have speakers in it, but honestly, most monitors out there don't have speakers. I mean, my Gigabyte M27Q behind me has 0 speakers, but I have the sound bar underneath it. So I'm saying if you probably pick this guy up right here, and then you go buy that 16-inch sound bar that I did a review on about a month or so back, you pair these two together, yeah, you got a really good combination. So, like I said, kind of gave you the overview of it, what it comes with, what it's like. The price is nice. For features it has are great. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're in the market for a high refresh rate monitor and you don't want to spend a crap ton, look at this guy. Like I said, it's the ON 1440p VA high refresh rate monitor. You can find it on Walmart.com. Some stores carry it, so maybe you can just walk right in and buy one. Like I said, go for it. It's a great monitor. You can't go wrong. And then eventually, if you want to upgrade to something like, an M27Q or the new, the M2028W, the new 4K version, when those drop in price, then you can go out and afford it. But right now, I mean, if you're on a budget and you want a really good high refresh rate monitor, you cannot go wrong with this panel. I'm telling you that right now. I had 0 dead pixels with this monitor, nothing at all like that. And the nice thing, because I bought it from Walmart, Walmart always has that really good return policy. So if there's something wrong with it, take it back, get a new one, you're done. So, Well, I hope you guys liked this video. Like I said, we do all these budget review videos all the time. Of course, I do buy everything with my own money, so I am not persuaded in any way to change my outcome of these videos by if somebody's sponsoring them or not, because I don't have a sponsor. So hey, if you want to sponsor me, hit me up in the comments. Like I said, we do budget review videos all the time. So if you are new to the channel and you like what you see, consider subscribing. If you like this video, please leave a like. It does help out the channel quite a bit. Well, of course, I am Limit76 Wonder Gaming. We stream every Tuesday, Friday, sometimes Saturday, on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So catch us on there. Our chats are always open. Please come out, say hello. I love talking to you guys. You guys give me some great feedback of what you guys want to see and all that stuff. Please let me know. Come stop by those live streams. They're a lot of fun. Usually laughing at us doing really dumb stuff. Playing video games very badly. So do step by. Again, I am Limit76 Wonder Gaming. Thank you for joining me today. I'll catch you on the next live stream, next review video. And as always,